In the shadowed corridors of Moscow's Institute of Historical Sciences, where the air hung heavy with the scent of aged paper and forgotten ideals, Drive. Elias Thornwood labored alone. At 52, Elias was a relic of the Soviet dream, a brilliant polymath born in the Urals, his mind a labyrinth of languages, cuisines, and concealed chronicles. His English mother had named him Elias, a nod to ancient prophets, while his Russian father insisted on Valentin, in private, whispering it like a secret spell. To the world, he was Valentin Pokhlebkin, the unassuming scholar whose tomes on diplomacy and distillation had quietly upended polite assumptions. But Elias knew the deeper truth. History was a tapestry woven with lies, and he held the thread that could unravel it all. It began with a dusty manuscript, unearthed from a Siberian archive during a routine expedition. Titled The Veiled Accord, it chronicled a clandestine pact from the 9th century. Not the Viking raids glorified in Western annals, but a fragile alliance between Slavic tribes and Eastern nomads that birthed Russia's soul. Forged in blood and birch mead, it revealed how imperial scribes had buried the accord to fuel narratives of eternal conquest. 1,000 years of deception, Elias murmured to his flickering lamp, his hazel eyes alight with fervor. For decades, he'd pieced together such fragments, the true origins of vodka not as peasant firewater, but a diplomatic elixir traded with Persian envoys, the hidden role of women shamans in shaping Kievan Rus, the fabricated feuds that masked economic pacts across Eurasia. Elias's wife, Leora Voss, had been his anchor, her ethereal botanist with raven hair and eyes like Siberian lakes. They'd met in Leningrad's libraries, bonding over forbidden Tolstoy and herbal teas she brewed to soothe his restless nights. "You're chasing ghosts, my love," she'd tease, her laughter a melody against the regime's grey drone. Their daughter, Mira, now 22, inherited Leora's grace and Elias's fire, studying linguistics in secret while dreaming of bridging worlds divided by walls. But the Iron Curtain pressed close. Elias's discoveries threatened the state's sanctified myths, the ones that justified power with parades and propaganda. As Elias compiled his magnum opus, the unwritten chronicle, whispers turned to warnings. Colleagues, once comrades, shunned him at the Institute's oak-paneled halls. "You're one against all, Valentin," growled Director Kuznetsov, a bull of a man with medals pinned like accusations. "The party decides truth." Anonymous letters arrived. "Cease, or vanish like your proofs." Elias burned them in his stove, their ashes mingling with rye bread crumbs, remnants of the simple suppers he shared with Leora and Mira, where stories flowed freer than samovar steam. One autumn eve in 1975, as golden leaves swirled like conspirators outside their modest dacha, Elias gathered his family. The manuscript lay open on the table, its pages a rebellion in ink. "This isn't just history," he said, his voice steady as Volga currents. "It's redemption. We've been taught to fear the other, to see enemies in every shadow. But these accords show unity. Slavs and Tatars feasting together, inks sealed with shared toasts. If the world knew, borders might blur, hatreds heal." Leora traced his weathered hand, calloused from turning archival tomes. "And if they silence you?" Her fear was a quiet storm, born of purges she'd witnessed as a child. "Then Mira carries the flame," Elias replied, pulling the daughter close. Mira, with her wild curls and poet's heart, clutched the leather-bound volume. "Papa, your words taste like truth, sharp as horseradish, warm as borscht. I'll speak them when you can't." The backlash came swift as winter's bite. Elias's book was denounced in Pravda as bourgeois fabrication, his lectures cancelled, his name erased from syllabi. Isolated, he retreated to his study, where vodka, his own distilled history, became both muse and medic. Leora stood sentinel, smuggling copies to dissident circles, her greenhouse a covered press of petals and pulp. But the toll mounted, Elias's health frayed, coughs echoing like unanswered questions. In a final act of defiance, Elias smuggled excerpts abroad via a Swedish diplomat, a tea aficionado who'd savored his treatise on infusions as peace envoys. One man against the machine, The diplomat marveled over contraband Earl Grey. Elias smiled faintly. Not one. Legions of the silenced stand with me, in every untold tale. Tragedy struck on a frost-laced dawn in 2000, decades after the wall's fall. Elias, now frail but unbowed, was found in his Moscow flat, strangled by shadows of the past. The official verdict: a tragic accident. Leora, aged but unbroken, wept not for vengeance, but for the world's half-light. He died revealing us to ourselves, she told Mira, who had become a professor in exile, her lectures echoing her father's revelations. Mira Vos Pokhlebkin carried the legacy to global forums, her voice a bridge across divides. The unwritten chronicle, finally published in full, ignited debates from Harvard halls to Hanoi archives. It exposed not just historical frauds, but the human cost: families torn, cultures caricatured, peace postponed. My father was no martyr by choice, Mira would say, her eyes mirroring Elias's fire. He was a storyteller, mending the world's broken narratives with threads of forgotten kinship. In quiet corners of Moscow today, scholars toast with his vodka recipe, whispering Tsar Pravdu, to truth. Elias Thornwood, Valentin Pokhlebkin, lives in the accords he unearthed, a lone voice that toppled veils, proving one heart, armed with history's honest ink, can illuminate empires. For in the end, the greatest lie is isolation, the profoundest power, connection reborn. Thank you for watching this story till the end. Sparkles, if it touched your heart, please support us. Thumbs up, give it a like. Speech balloon, share your thoughts in the comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and make you believe in miracles. Your participation means a lot to us.